Thank you all for joining me again on this Friday evening. We will be doing a centerpiece today for Valentine's Day. Just a quick and easy one, nothing too extravagant, but it will look beautiful. So I'm glad you're here with me today. Thank you again for joining me. This is Lena with Especially Made for Me. And I want to just show you some of the things that you're going to need. Of course, we're going to need a vase or vase of some sort that you would like to use. I'm using this small one that I got. Pretty much everything I'm using today is from the Dollar Tree. So it'll be very inexpensive to get this one done. So we're going to need a vase. I'm using one of these cups. We're going to need a styrofoam piece, whether you get a square one and cut it down to size, or get a round one or a rectangular, it doesn't matter, just something that you can use and then fit to size if you need to. These actually I got because they fit just perfectly inside of these. So, and I'll show you how that's going to work. We're going to need something to give the centerpiece some weight. So I have these rocks, which you can also get at the dollar store. I'm just going to put those at the bottom, and I'll show you how I'm doing that. We're going to need about 3 or 4 stems of flowers, different colors, or all the same. If you like to do them all the same, I just got some variety just to kind of give it a little bit of oomph. And I did also get these, not sure if I'll use them just yet, but these are called vase fillers. They have them also at the dollar store, and I just picked them up because I got a whole bunch of them in different colors, and I just thought, hey, why not? I'll just add them to my collection if I don't use them. But these come in 3 different colors, and they have 2 to 3 different sizes right inside the same packet, and that can come in very handy when you're doing arrangements or putting them on wreaths like I've done before in some of the other videos, in case you like to look at that. So I've also got these Valentine Day picks, and I'm still undecided as to which one I'll use, so maybe you can help me with that, but I'm kind of leaning towards this one. We'll see. Okay, and we might use some ribbons, so you can pick some ribbons in case you might need some fillers for the vase itself. For the arrangement, you can use some ribbons and make some little flowers, so we'll see if we need that. So I like just being prepared and having that to the side. As far as tools go, you'll need a glue gun. I happen to have my Ryobi that's cordless, but you could use any glue gun. If you do want to get the cordless one, which I definitely recommend, I do have an affiliate link on the bottom of the video that you can use to purchase it yourself. I think I do get a couple of pennies, but you'll definitely be able to get that link and be able to get the exact same one if you like to do that. You'll need, of course, glue sticks. If you're not using a skillet like I do in the back if I'm doing a big arrangement or doing a lot of them at the same time. And you're going to need a wire cutter. So that's pretty much all you'll need to get things going. So I'm going to go ahead and switch the view of the camera as I do usually, so that you can see the top of my table, and then we can start making our centerpiece. Okay. Okay. So here we go. So I mentioned earlier about putting the rocks on the bottom. So I've already done that. And what I did was, because I didn't want a lot of jingling, once the centerpiece was done, I actually put some glue on the bottom using my glue gun. And all I did was this. I just kind of put some on the bottom here. And I am prepared for this, but let's see. Oh, I need my scissors. I like cutting mine down because mine are so long, and then it kind of bothers me having that something dangling at the end of it. So in case you're wondering why I just did that. So I'm just putting some glue at the bottom just to kind of hold them in place. And again, you don't necessarily have to do that. If you get a bigger styrofoam that goes all the way to the bottom, you definitely don't have to do that. Just have to consider about the weight that you might need depending on what you're putting on your centerpiece, if it's going to be a little top heavy or what have you. Okay, let's just make sure that they settle down on the bottom, and then what I did was put some more on the top of it to kind of seal it in. Okay, just like so. and then that keeps them in, and then there's no more jiggle. Okay, so for the next thing, and this is why I like these boards too. If you don't have one, please get one. If you do a lot of arts and crafts, even with the glue gun, even if you have little drips and drops, it does not mess the board up at all, and you don't have to worry about anything. Now, I wouldn't suggest doing the skillet like I have behind me, because I did do that at the beginning thinking it was going to be okay, and it's kind of warped it a little bit. Okay, moving on. I'm going to move my keyboard here out of the way. And my mouse. Okay, so I'm just going to use this styrofoam piece, and I'm going to put it right on in here. But what I'm going to do is actually put some more glue around the outlines here on the inside. You could either put it right on the vase, or you could put it on your styrofoam. So we can do a little bit of both. Either way works. It's just to kind of keep it in place. And I just thought of something else we might need. And I don't know if I'll be able to reach it from where I'm at. So some more greenery to cover our styrofoam, but we might not. We'll see. Okay. So like I said, I mentioned getting this one because it just fits right on in there. So it's just perfect. And there it is. Normally I would get some more greenery to put on and cover. And I don't see it from here in my arts and crafts room, so I could just quickly grab it. Okay, maybe we'll be able to do without. So we'll see. We'll see how we can cover things as we go. So the next big thing will be to decide which way you want your front to be or the back to be. If you want to keep this on or not keep it on, you can decide that if you get the same things from the dollar store. I'm just going to leave it and kind of make it like that's the back of the vase. So these things I mentioned I got at the dollar store. And while you're here, if you haven't already, please give me thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Ring that doorbell so it'll notify you when I go live or do a premiere or upload a video. That way you'll be notified automatically. Okay, I like moving all of my leaves up to the flower, especially if I'm going to be cutting them down smaller or shorter, should I say. So I like having some more of that greenery to go to the top. Now you can, this is one tip that I like to use, and I'm going to do that with the red one, but you don't necessarily have to cut the actual pick. Like if you have a starting point where you want your center to be, you could actually put the whole thing in there. Now normally, and I'm going to go ahead and turn this off because I didn't charge it all the way. I just needed a little bit. Normally you would put some of the glue and then put it in. That'll actually keep it all in there so that you don't have to worry about it coming out later. I'm not going to do that now because unfortunately for me, I had to work today, unfortunately. And I just completely forgot to put the battery on the charger. So it's not fully charged. And the skillet takes a little bit to heat up. So we're not going to be using the glue. But that is definitely recommended if you want everything to stay put. And then I'll just glue mine later. Now if this happens, you could always put that back in. So no worries if the flowers come out. Same thing. I'm going to use this one. This is the only one they had left when I went by the store. It's got a little heart already on there. Let's see if I can. And it's got these little white flowers attached to it. So I'm going to use this as my center. So all I'm going to do is again push my leaves up so we can have the greenery with the flowers. It looks a lot better when we have the greenery right around the flower versus without. Okay, so I'm going to move those up. Excuse me. And you can do this with any colors. I know everybody has different themes for their decorations in their home, and I know with Valentine's we always think of red and possibly pink and all of that, but you can use any kind of color theme that speaks of love to you. Okay, so this is what I meant. You could actually have this as your center and put it right on the center and just put the whole thing in there. Now, one thing that I do recommend when you do a centerpiece, depending on what you're using as your vase, your vase, try not to go too far out unless you have, again, the weight on there, because then it can go topsy-turvy on you, especially if it's something small and you have something very top heavy, then it might go topsy-turvy, which is where the rocks come in. It kind of helps a little bit. But you can do, as a rule of thumb, whatever the size of your vase, to maybe not go more than a couple of inches, 2 to 3 inches higher than that if you double it, okay? So if you turn this over, you can see if I do 2 of these, which I guess I can show you this way. See, it's only like maybe about 3 more inches up. Don't go too high up, unless you're gonna go with something light that's not gonna add more weight. Okay, so very easy to just use the whole pick and then just spread them out, because then we're gonna be filling it in. Okay, and then another big decision will be, how do you want to spread everything else? So I'm going to go with my reds first, so we can have all of our reds throughout. And then we're going to fill it in with the other colors. And those that are not going to be at the center will be shorter. So we'll be cutting those. I'm going to move this here a little bit out of the way so you can see how I'm doing this. Again, just moving the flower leaves up, or the green leaves up to be with our flowers. Now I want to make sure that I spread the red throughout. So I want them to be a little bit lower, but I want to spread them around. So that's one way that you can look, or you can cut them all the way and then cut them again. This is where the wire cutters come in. And this is normally where you will put the glue on the tip, or use the skillet and just kind of swirl it in there and then stick it in. Okay, and we're just going to work our way around. Okay, and I'm just putting it right in the center, again a little bit lower, because now we have our top. Okay, and if you like to do everything even everywhere, you could do the same thing, just go back to the back and do it in the back. I'm going to go a little bit more to the side, because it would all depend on where your flowers are from your centerpiece, the one that we just put in the middle. And just spread the love. Okay, so then I'm going to go one more level lower. And you could either insert it more or cut it down. It's up to you. Okay, so this is what we have so far. And if we turn it this way, you can see they're all spread around. Okay, so we have a darker pink, light pink, and we have a little bit of white that I thought I might add in, and I'm still not sure. So we're going to leave those to the end and use them probably as fillers. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with our light pink. Push the leaves up. Tag off, so we'll be able to play with the leaves. And in case you're wondering, I'm not throwing that on the floor. I do have a trash can. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and cut these to size. And then if we need to cut them shorter, depending on where we're placing them, we can definitely do that. This is just so that they'll already be loose from the main pick. Okay, so now we're just going to fill it in anywhere we see any spacing, and we want to make sure that we go with the tall, kind of like we did before, one taller, one lower. So if they're already kind of long, I'm using those for my taller one. How we're doing out there. Don't forget, as you're here with me, to please give me thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We've been doing some new things too. In case you haven't cut those videos, we started doing fall desserts, fake desserts. In case you haven't caught that one, I've already done a video on fake pops, cake pops. Fake cake pops. And I have some cakes, and maybe if we have some time, I'll show you. I've made some cakes already. I'm going to be putting some on video as well. Just been enjoying making those. They're so fun. But I wanted to come and do I haven't done florals in a bit. I think the last floral I did was for Christmas. And I thought, you know, it's Valentine's. Let's do something floral. Okay, these are going to be a little bit shorter, so I'm going to actually use these as filler towards the bottom, since we don't have our moss to put on there. And then we could fill it in with moss later on. And this is going to give us, see how it's got the leaf, so it's going to actually expand it a little bit more without adding too much weight to the actual piece. Oops. Guess I'm making too many waves. Have all of my little glitter and things for my fall desserts falling out over here. Okay. Let's see, where else do we need a filler? Here we go. Looking good. And this is pretty much all you do. Just kind of look around, see where we need a filler to, and to kind of spread that variety throughout everything. I kind of wish I would have left one longer for the middle, but it's looking good. Okay, look at that. And we're not even done yet. All right, let's see if we're gonna like these white ones as fillers. If not, I think we're pretty much good, other than we need our moss. Wherever it went, they kind of disappeared on me. Doing the same thing here, just kind of pushing the leaves up. And we are scheduled to be at a vendor show actually on Valentine's Day, so hopefully we'll be able to see you there. We're going to be at the Spanish Trail Farmers Market and Craft Show. I'm really liking this, y'all. Don't know if I want these white things in there. We're going to put them in there and see, and if we don't like them, we can take them out. But I think they're going to look okay. These will be good fillers. yes, I think that's going to work just fine. Okay, and there it is, done. Now to decide which pick we want. If we even want the pick on there. Let me turn it over so you can see. You really can't see that styrofoam. It's pretty full, but I will definitely go back and do that that moss on there, just for my peace of mind, because if you look at it straight on the side, let's see, this way, you can still see that. So I will definitely cover that later, but really looks like a very pretty centerpiece. And let's see, do we want, I think this one. Which way do we want to go? Decisions, decisions. Let's see. See, that's the hardest thing, is deciding what look you want. Where do you want it to be? Do you want it to be towards the back, towards the front, in the middle? Okay, so this is where I put it. So you can still see this other heart back here. So it's a little bit lower. And I could actually even put it a little bit further down. There we go. So I'll show you this way. So we can still see this other heart here. And we can see this other heart, so that you can see them both. Okay. Pretty quick and easy. Nothing much to it, but very pretty. Something that you can give as a gift during Valentine's, or to dress it up, do it as a, for your decorations at home, on the table. Not too bad. Didn't take long at all. Hope you enjoyed this video, this tutorial. Doesn't look like we need some more ribbons or anything. It's pretty full. So we're gonna go ahead and leave it at that. That's all there was to it. And I'll go back and I'll go ahead and do the moss and do that filler for to cover that styrofoam, and I'll do another picture so I can post it at the end of the video, and that way you'll be able to see what it looks like with the moss inside of it. But that is all there is to it, and you could do pretty much do quite 2 or 3 in just like about 30 minutes. It doesn't take long at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and change the view of the camera, and I'm gonna show you the actual centerpiece from the front view, just so that you can see it a little bit better. It's nice and full. And again, thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial on florals, how to make a centerpiece, quick and easy. And until next time on Friday, we'll be here at 8 p.m. Central Time. So we'll see you then. Take care, be safe, stay liquid.